Alright, what's up, guys? So, man, I talk about this a lot on my old channel, and I guess we'll talk about this again. But no one asked to be born. No one asked to be part of this society. No one asked to participate. And you never asked to be born with these certain genetics or parents that you have or the environment that you're living in. You just never asked to be born. And thing is, like, two parents have sex and all of a sudden you're here. All of a sudden, like, you gotta survive. Your body's a prison, I guess, where you need to eat when you're hungry so you can have the energy to go on with your journey of this life, you know? And then you need to drink some water to stay hydrated so you won't be suffering through dehydration. And then you gotta go to the bathroom to get rid of waste, like pee, poop, you know, because the body doesn't need that. And then your body's telling you, oh, I need to orgasm. I need to reproduce so we can keep this human race going, you know? And obviously, no one knows why we try to keep this human existence going, you know? We'll never find out. But, yeah, I mean, we never asked to be born into this, and right, like, you can never ask to be born and like life, and you can never ask to be born and just hate it, you know? It just doesn't change the fact that like, it's something else. Like, you somehow put in the effort to be born here, you know? Because you don't have a conscience, you don't have a brain to like, make decisions or things like that, you know? And people can be born in all kinds of situations, right? Like, there's two people two people are doing the business in the bedroom, and they weren't meant to have children, and all of a sudden you're here, you know? You never asked to be born, and now, like, you're born with parents that didn't really want to have a kid, you know? And that's a lot of people that are born into that. And then there's people that never asked to be born, and they are born from a rich family, you know? They may that more potential they'll have a decent life, you know? But there's a chance too that they could have a bad life also, you know? Maybe it's the genetics, or maybe they got caught up in something and they are addicted to drugs, or maybe the rich parents are abusive, you know? Right? And I guess vice versa. Like, if you're born in poverty, it's hard to get out, and then you have this learned helplessness, and you start to feel like you gotta survive out there, you know? So it's something else. Like, you never asked to be born in poverty. You never asked to be born from a rich family. You never asked to be born middle class. You never asked to be born with, regardless, you know? Like, it just doesn't make sense when people say, oh, you did ask to be born when you didn't, you know? I don't understand. Trying to think of anything else with this one. Say, yeah, losing my train of thought. Yeah, and then just, you never asked to be born, and you never asked to witness, like, a chaotic life, You never asked to be born in like a third world country. You never asked to be born like to experience bullying all your life, you know? Or you never asked to be born and achieve things in life. You never asked to be born and reach all your goals, or you never asked to be born to be popular, whatever it is, you know? All those things. Because a sperm doesn't have a brain. It's just it's just swimming to the egg. It's just that's its biological purpose, you know? It doesn't have a conscience. It's just out there trying to compete with other sperms, and that's all it's about, you know? And that was a decision from both people that did something in the bedroom, not the kid. What else here? Yeah, and then you're just born here. You're forced to do things like go to work, and like I said before, your body's a prison. It needs things. It wants things. It's got urges. And the thing is, you never asked to be born to age and most likely go through a painful death, you know? Like you die from cancer, like a heart attack or heart disease or kidney failure or whatever it is, you know? Right? And like you never asked to be born into a world where you have a hard time overcoming challenges and obstacles in this life, you know? Not everyone can. You know, and that's the brutal truth out there because of certain circumstances. Maybe there isn't a supportive family or genetics or bad decisions, you know? Like, never has to be born into that, basically. Like, people will say, oh, that's childish saying that. When really it isn't. It's the truth, though. Like, no one has to be born, and it's a valid argument when, say, if you're arguing with your mom or dad, right? Like, you're struggling with something, they're putting you down, and it leads to discussion about life, and you say that to them, right? And it's the truth, you know? You never asked to be born, right? I mean, like I said before, you can never ask to be born and like life. You can like your parents, you know, but that's just it. But I'll catch you guys later.